Okay, this is just a quick video for my '06 350Z. It has an LS swap out of an '04 Pontiac GTO with the T56. It uses a fueled racing swap kit, which is pretty pricey. It also comes with these beautiful inch and 7/8 headers that are horribly hidden under the car, which is a total bummer. It leaks nothing, runs, starts, drives, it's great. First off, this is a wrap. A lot of people really don't like the purple, and that's cool. You're welcome to not like it. I just thought it'd be a fun winter project to learn how to wrap. Underneath the wrap, it's silver. You know, just silver. And kind of the most basic 350Z color ever. However, this is a wrap. You don't like the purple? Cool, peel it. Done. For wheels, also, lip is wrapped. I thought it looked neat, but underneath, silver, shiny, it's cool. They're Work VSXX 3-piece wheels. They're pretty expensive. They're 19s, so that I can fit the 370Z brakes behind it, which work incredibly. They're off of a Track 370Z, which is a much heavier car, and they're huge, even by 350Z aftermarket brake standards. Steel braided lines, everything's new. Pads, shoes, everything works great. Headlights are new, HIDs. There's nothing wrong with the car. I built it to go drifting, and it just doesn't look like that's going to be a thing I can fit into my life anymore. Drifting's not really something you can kind of do casually. It's kind of whole hog or nothing. In the front, it has Part Shop Max Super Angle arm kit and adjustable lower control arms and a bunch of other cool stuff. It has a ton of angle. I will trim the wheel a little bit after I start the car up. Camber is adjustable. I have it dialed out quite a bit, just for maximum angle for when I was playing around a little bit. I can gladly dial that back in, pull it back out. It's got a good alignment on it right now. Handles really well. Dialing in the control arms will, bring the wheel back in. The tire doesn't have to stick out that much. It's just how I currently have it set up. If you want to buy it, your car, go nuts. Let me see. What else do we got going on here? So, it's a '04 Pontiac GTO swap. And it's through a T56, through the field racing drive shaft, to a ATS carbon two-way rear differential that locks up great. It also has 410 gears in the back. And it goes. It gets out of the hole quick. And if you can keep traction, it accelerates very well. The interior is largely stock other than seats. It's a stock steering wheel, airbags, all that cool stuff. Things it doesn't have. Currently, I just have a piece of carbon in here because I don't have a stereo. So it's just a piece of pre-preg carbon sandwich, and that's it. The heaters work, AC doesn't. I'm missing a few small interior pieces like the ashtray, coin tray, whatever you want to call it, and this little piece that goes right here that holds down the edge of the carpet. It's a piece of plastic. Just haven't sorted it yet. Other than that, it's, stock. It looks like a 350Z. It has remote adjustments for the coilovers in the back. Sparco Evo 2 Plus for a driver's seat. I'm 5'10" and 195 pounds. It fits me great. It fits bigger guys better. The other one's just an Evo Plus in the passenger seat. Neither of them are torn or damaged or have visible wear. The driver's seat's actually pretty young. The passenger seat has a little bit of sagging, but nothing horrible. Doors all there. It's an '06, and so it has an '06 350Z interior, which means there's some scuffs and scratches and stuff that's not quite right. But everything works, and there's not really a problem. Windows roll down, all that cool stuff. Really, all you're losing is cruise control, air conditioning. Other than that, it's all stock appearing. Did I talk about coilovers? If I did, I'm going to talk about them twice. It has Fortune 500 coilovers on here that are valved and sprung for the swap, which is pretty neat. They work great. I get plenty of grip, and it's not too jarring of a ride. It actually hooks up pretty good for what it is. Bushings have been done. What's still rubber is new. All of the gauges work in this. You'll see a lot of these cars that will be running an aftermarket dash setup or something like that to get around the fact that wiring is kind of a pain in the butt. But everything works in here. There's not really any problems. Aftermarket in here is a speed hut tap. It's really the only aftermarket gauge in here, but it's just fit into the factory gauge cluster, and there's not really an issue. My big complaint is that for some reason the fuel gauge reads nearly empty, yet, you know, quarter tank. I don't know why, it just does. It works everywhere else. I just, you know, use that as the mark. But other than that, it is just a 350Z with a big giant motor in it. Now, let me get out here and turn this around, because we're gonna have a conversation. I have a lot when, you know, talking about these cars. Okay. Now, the price I'm selling the car for is $15,000. Now, I know this sounds like $15,000 a best offer. It's not. The price is $15,000. If that seems high, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody seems to have a friend that can do an LS swap for $5,000. I don't know how that's possible just for parts. Even if you're sloppy mechanics set it up and rummaging junkyards and getting everything used in fifth hand, and you know, you're fabbing your own mounts and all that stuff, you're still looking at $8,000. Easy. Most people, it cost $10,000 plus just to get the motor in the car. I looked at my prices. I looked at what I have into the car, which is just, there's a ridiculous amount of money in this car. It doesn't make any sense to have put this amount of money into it, and it's not worth that much, so I'm not asking that much. But more or less, the car is free. The shell is not even in the equation when it comes to pricing. I am still losing an inordinate amount of money just on the motor and the swap and the wheels and the suspension and all of the little bits and bobs that when you write out a budget don't come up. If the car doesn't sell for $15,000, it doesn't sell. I'm not in any sort of financial hardship where I need, you know, $15,000. I just want to buy a new car. So if this is something that interests you, or you have any sort of questions, feel free to leave me a message, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I am not interested in trades. I know this sounds like I might be interested in your trade. I'm also not interested in your trade. I know it's cool. Unless it is a very specific car, which it's not. I'm not interested. However, I have lots of cool stuff that I will gladly send with this car. Spats. I have a like Rocket Buddy-esque spoiler for the rear that I haven't got around to putting on. If you want to try and wrap the car in another color of vinyl, I have several other colors of fairly expensive vivid vinyl. I have lots of purple that'll go with the car, some satin black, some white, and I have a whole roll of this cool green that I was going to do the car in next, but just haven't gotten around to it. All right. Any other questions? Shoot me a message.